LOS is just a statement. Okay, it is like the weight, the amount of study that you have to do is depending on the weightage, the number of readings that you have in that particular session. Okay, now quantitative methods, you have 2 readings, 2 sessions, 8 readings. Okay, total LOS is 87. Okay, in economics, if you see, there are 3 sessions, 9 readings, and the LOSs are 94. As a result, the weightage per LOS is very less. So we say that this is weightage is very low per LOS. The candidate should try to give lower weightage when they are studying to this particular topic from the examination perspective. I'm not saying that from the learning perspective you should assign a lower weightage. Okay, because like economics is fundamental to whatever you are learning over here, but the way they have structured the course is like they have lots of readings, but the topic weight is very less. Okay, now you can see that you have 1 in ethics, 2 in quantitative, 3 in economics, 4 in financial reporting. Corporate finance, you have only 1 session, weightage is 8%. Okay, but there are like 7 readings that you have to study, and if you see, this is exactly same as the average that you have. Okay, what I would say is, as a candidate, you should try to identify these topic areas as per the readings or the weight per LOS is there, also as per your interest, and then try to focus on. Okay, I can give you like some guideline as to the topics which are very important, but one thing is like you can also think a topic to be very important when the weightage is very high. Okay, so ethics weightage is 15%, financial reporting weightage is 20%. That means like you cannot score you cannot like afford to score a lesser number of marks in this topic, because the sheer amount of weightage this particular topic has. Okay, also like what we have is from the examination perspective is, as I had said that I'm going back, there is a minimum passing score that the institute decides on. How this minimum passing score is decided, if you want to get an understanding, what the institute does is, the institute go ask the CFA charter holders who are there, the CFA charter holders, they ask them to go through the question paper that is written by the students. Okay, now these CFA charter holders, they identify the question paper as tough or easy. Okay, and this CFA charter holder have to tell how much percentage marks a student should get to pass this examination. Okay, now if the paper is tough, okay, that means the marks that is required should be lower. If the paper is easy, the marks that is required should be more. Okay, now these people are so there are like around 150 charter holders will be surveyed to determine the toughness of the paper. Now what happens is, let's say we are surveying 3 charter holders. Okay, now the institute will ask each of the charter holder that what should be the passing marks for a person to pass this examination. Let's say this guy says 70%, some person says 60%, somebody says that let's say 65%. Okay, now what the institute will do is, once it has got this data, that means they are asking them to give what is the toughness of the examination paper, they are asking them to give what is the passing mark that a student they expect to score in that particular examination to pass. Okay, now once they give this data, the institute give them a average marks scored by the candidate. So what is the average score, average score by the candidate in that particular examination? Okay, now these charter holders are shown these marks. Okay, and then they are asked to evaluate whether they want to change this or not. So let's say average marks scored by the candidates are 75%. Okay, or let's say 65% is the average marks that is being scored by the candidates in that particular examination. Now 65% average is very good marks that is being scored. Okay, now this person will say is okay, that means the paper was easy, so I am good. I am saying that okay, 70% is the marks that you should get to pass this examination. Okay, B will say that he has unnecessarily thought this as a tough paper. Okay, the paper is easy, so the people will require around 67% marks to pass this examination. Okay, C thinks that 65, maybe it's higher, maybe he can say that okay, I want only 63. Depends, everybody can give his own marks. So what will happen is, now this is the marks that is being taken that will decide on the passing marks. So they will take the average of this and they will decide on the minimum passing percentage for that particular examination. Okay, so okay, now depends on like examination to examination, this MPS will get changed. Okay, now what I would say is that MPS is very difficult to be above 70%. So if you are getting above 70% in the examination, you should be very sure to pass the examination. Now over the years what has happened is the institute has been declaring the percentage of the students who are passing the examination. Now for the level 1, the pass rates have been varying from 33% to 46%. So that means out of 100 students who are writing the examination, in one examination 46 people passed. In one examination only 33% people pass. So it depends on the toughness of the paper, minimum passing score. Okay, now of late we are seeing that around level 1 percentage, 40% of the people are passing the level 1 examination. Okay, level 1 you can say that around 40% of the people are passing. Level 2 I would say that it is also 40%. Sometime it was 42, sometime it was 39, we can take it as 40. Level 3 I can say is around 50% of the people are passing the examination. Okay, I do not remember the exactly like what, okay, how many I do not know exactly like how many people appeared in the examination, but these statistics are there in the CFA Institute website. Unfortunately, the CFA Institute just give you the number of candidates who have appeared in the examination, the the number of people, the percentage of people who passed. The institute does not give a segregation either like who from the countrywide perspective. Also it does not give you whether the people are working professional students, so these are not being provided to us. So that is the like what I would say is CFA examination is examination which is being taken by professionals. So I can say that I do not have any data, but with my experience over the years I can say that around 90%, 95% of the people who are appearing in these examinations are working professionals. Okay, so but since we do not have any pass rate, I cannot say like how many percentage of the students are passing the examination or not. Okay. So this is the level 1 course structure. What I would say is these topics, some people feel easy, some people feel tough, depends on their background. If people are coming from commerce background, they find quantitative methods to be tough. Okay, however they find financial reporting, corporate analysis, equity analysis, they find this topic to be very simple. Okay, because not I would say very simple, they will still have to put in effort, but at least they have understood some of these topics earlier. As a result they are able to understand it in simpler way, they are able to follow it. Okay, so this is the difference that is there. Okay, but they find quantitative methods, fixed income to be tough. Okay, people who are coming from engineering background, okay, they find quantitative methods, fixed income, derivatives, these topics as easy, but they find financial reporting analysis, equity analysis, some of these topics as tough. Okay, so wherever like you have like wherein the some type of mathematics analysis is required, okay, they find it simpler. Now but I would say is it's not that the financial reporting is a